I've heard people say delusion is the solution, and honestly, I could not agree more. In reality, if you are worried about the future over something that hasn't even happened yet, that is the biggest form of delusion. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla. Today we are going to be talking about delusion. This is a topic that I have researched very many times. I have also tried out very many times, and honestly it's a lifestyle for me at this point. It's something that I feel like not a lot of people look at as realistic. In fact, most of the time people think that not being delusional is realistic. So we're gonna get into all of that in a minute, but before we get into today's video, something that I'm not delusional about is Dossier. Thank you so much, Dossier, for sponsoring today's video. If you don't know what Dossier is, they are a perfume company that is inspired by luxurious brands. Their scents are almost identical to what they're inspired by. So this is what the box looks like. You open it up and it has a card inside and it says like the top notes in the perfume. This one is inspired by Tom Ford, the Lost Cherry perfume. This one is called Ambery Cherry and it comes in this cute little minimalistic packaging. I absolutely love the bottle because it honestly can serve as decor as well. But this one smells so good. Oh my gosh. It smells really, really good. So if you are interested in Dossier, be sure to shop with my discount code. You can save some money. Their perfumes start at only $29 as well, so that's literally a steal. If you don't like the scent that you get in the mail, you can always send it back and get a full refund or switch it out for a different perfume as well. Valentine's Day is around the corner, so this would be the perfect gift to get someone. If you're thinking about it, they also have unisex scents as well. One can serve as a perfume, another one can serve for a cologne as well. So be sure to check them out and use my discount code, and let's get into today's video. Let's talk about delusion. You know, I've heard people say delusion is the solution, and honestly I could not agree more because I have kind of gone through loops of being delusional, not being delusional, and I've kind of come to terms with the fact that being delusional is the only solution in life. Delusion is a form of being optimistic. If you're not being delusional, then what are you being? Probably what you would call realistic. What exactly is your realistic? What exactly do you think is realistic? Basically, what delusion is I guess by definition, it would be believing in something that is technically not true. For instance, before I got this apartment, I had it in my head that we were going to get approved. Now, I don't want to say that throughout the whole entire time I thought I was going to get approved, but I would say for the majority of time, I used my scripting techniques. I also had a vision board on my phone showing the pool of this apartment. I honestly just knew that we were gonna move in here. Something as small as that you can be delusional about, or you could be delusional about something that seems huge in your eyes. It is important to maybe start with smaller things so that you can form your belief systems to be better. I feel like delusion is, in a sense, forming a new belief system that you didn't have before. When you're being delusional, here's the thing. What is realistic in your everyday life? What? Excuse you. Anyways, a lot of times people are delusional about things that are very positive and that can actually benefit their life. I want to actually tell you that you are also being delusional. If you have any sense of worry about the future, or if you have any sense of dwelling on the past, that right there is delusion, because let me tell you, those two things don't exist and never will exist. The past existed at one point and the future will exist at another point. But once the future is in the present, we are in the present. You don't call it the future, so it's no longer the future. The only time you're talking about the future is like tomorrow or the next day or the next day, and then eventually it will be that day and you'll be living in the present moment. So what exactly is there to worry about? What exactly is there to dwell on? Absolutely nothing, because it does not exist. The past does not exist. That thing that you're so upset over that you can't stop thinking about over and over and over and over and over again does not exist. and how does it serve you in this present moment? What if you were able to reframe your thinking pattern? And what if you were able to reframe what exactly happened in the past? Because there's so many different perspectives that you could go at it from. Let's say you didn't get this job offer that you wanted. Let's say that that was in the past, and you keep dwelling on it and you keep dwelling on it, and you're saying, oh, why didn't I get this? Why am I not good enough? Why? It already happened. It is what it is. Instead of looking at that and looking at it as a negative thing, why can't you look at it as Source has a higher plan for you? Source is going to give you something so significantly better than what you thought you were going to get. Now, it might not be today and it might not be tomorrow, but it will be eventually. Had you gone and had that job offer, had you gotten accepted, there could have been a lot of negative things that came with that. So it honestly does not hurt you at this point to reframe your mind and literally change your mind about what happened. You could literally tell yourself that you didn't even want that job to begin with. It's not that important. There is something better for you. It's up to you to be able to trust that. Now, some people would call that delusion, like I said, but is it really though? Because when you're dwelling over the past over and over and over and over and over again, wouldn't you call that delusion as well? Because it simply does not exist. Yeah, it did exist at one point, but it doesn't exist in this present moment. So why are you upset over it? Why are you dwelling over it? Change your mind and move on. Now, the same thing goes for the future. You're worried about, let's say you're worried about if you get a job offer, right? What is worrying going to do for you? Especially because of the fact that when we worry, it honestly lowers our vibration. In reality, if you are worried about the future over something that hasn't even happened yet, that is the biggest form of delusion, okay? That is the biggest form of delusion because it literally does not exist. So why are you so upset and worried about something that could potentially happen in the future? What's really interesting is that with anxiety and worry, what's so funny is that a lot of the times when we have anxiety and we worry over something, we're worrying about like the worst case scenario. And does the worst case scenario usually exist? No. And if it does for you, then you have a case of worrying way too much because you're manifesting that in your reality. Now, when you're literally so worried about the future, you are being so delusional because it doesn't even exist. It literally does not exist. The fact that you are worrying, whatever it is that you are worrying about, why? What good does that do for you? If you're going to be delusional, why don't you take that type of delusion and transmute it into something that is going to benefit you? Transmute it into something that is actually going to serve you in life. What if this job offer that you're worrying about, I'm just using an example here, but I'm sure you could picture something in your mind that you're worried about. What if the thing that you're worried about cannot come to you if you're worried about it so much? You're putting too much energy onto it. What if you said, oh yeah, I know I already got that. I'm good. It is what it is. And then you go about your day and you live in the present moment because you know that your future is about to be so good. And you know that your present moment is so good. Doesn't that feel better? Because here's the thing. Whatever is going to happen anyways, right? Let's say money, for instance. If you're worried about money, yes, you have these bills to pay and yes, you have to pay for certain things, but it's so funny when people worry about money because it's like, okay, yeah, you're gonna worry, but what is that going to do for you? You're going to literally not be able to work at the efficiency that you could because all this time you're worrying about money, you could be doing something else to benefit you. Again, this can go for anything. If you're worried about money, you have these bills to pay, whether you worry about it or you don't worry about it. Which one are you gonna choose? Are you going to just choose to worry about it, or are you going to choose to not worry about it and do something better with your time? I feel like everyone is delusional if they're dwelling on the past or they're thinking about the future too much, because in reality, all of us are delusional in some case scenario. But if you take that delusion and transmute it into a positive thing and transmute it into something that's gonna benefit and serve you, this is going to affect the trajectory of your life. This is going to affect how your future plays out. So if you're so delusional to a point where you love your life so much and you love this present moment so much, don't you think that that's a better vibration that's going to give you better things in the future? If you are worrying about the past or the future, you're literally being delusional. So here's the thing. You choose what to be delusional about. And how you do that? Well, there are a couple ways you can do that. If you're good at feeling your feelings and you're good at that, then you could just go about your day having the best day ever. But if you're someone like me where this took practice, what I like to do is I like to meditate, and I really like to get in a state of mind, and meditation, especially guided meditations, will really help you to tune in with your feelings and tap into your emotions, and then you're able to have a better day. Yoga is also really great for this as well. If you're interested in that, I do offer meditations on my website, so be sure to check them out down below if you're interested. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe and comment down below what you are choosing to be delusional about. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!